Hey everybody, it's Rosie, and today I'm going to show you how I made my favorite resident nerd girl, Adaine Abernant. I give her fun wizard eyes, if you can't tell. I was going to wear my Roll for Panic Attack t-shirt, which I do own, but I could not find it. So it's the thought that counts. I'm wearing my Roll for Panic Attack shirt in spirit. Adaine was honestly one of the most, I kept trying to think of different ways to make her more fun because everyone else has a different sculpture or thing, and the only thing that is sculpted or different about her is filling in gaps, because she had sunglasses and I took them away, and she had a gun and I took it away. So filling in gaps were the only things that I sculpted. So she was, technically speaking, the most normal looking of any of them, because even Kristen has a staff. So I wanted to give her something that made her look special and not just like some blonde girl in a coat. So I gave her her little Adaine's fist or whatever it's called. I had it at some point. I don't want to look it up right now. And I gave her her little glowing eyes that Brendan describes all the time. So I wanted to give her little things that made her look more special, because everyone else had all these different things, and I didn't want her to be just like blonde girl in a coat, you know? Starting off, I have this Max Mayfield Funko Pop from Stranger Things, and I already heated up the head to take off the body, so while the head's still hot, I just take off the glasses, because I don't need that for the Adaine head. Next, I use clay to fill in the holes where the glasses were before. This was actually the first head where I had to, blend the clay and vinyl together, and I did this head first because it was the smallest area, so if I messed up it wasn't going to be that big of a deal. And I thought I actually did a really good job, and after I cooked it and started painting it, I realized I did not do as good of a job as I thought I did. So after this, every other thing I did, I was much more careful about blending it down really, really smoothly when I am blending clay and vinyl, because you see the seams. And then I used my tool to make little strands of hair so that it blended in with the hair. And then I cook it at 250 in my oven for a couple minutes. Now I paint the head blonde. It took me a while to come to this blonde mixture, because when making light blonde hair, it's finding that right balance between it's blonde but it's not yellow, and it's light but it's not white. And I had this mixture and I did most of the head, as you can see here, but it was coming off very Daenerys Targaryen, like it was a little too white. So I ended up adding this like golden yellow color to it a little bit, and I get the color that you'll see me painting with in a minute, like this color. And it's a lot more of a convincing light blonde hair color. I use a big brush when painting most of the head, and I paint along the strands of hair, like the waves, so that it's going along with it, so that there's not like weird brush strokes that you can see in the middle of the head. And then I use a tiny brush around the face so that I'm not getting anything on the face, because I can take it off, but it's just harder and I don't like that hassle. Also, you saw me do this a minute ago, but a good hack when painting is a big surface is to blow dry things so that you don't have to wait. For the eyebrows, I wasn't really sure what to do for her head, because blonde eyebrows are kind of all over the place in different things, so I suspected this was going to look bad, but I tried it anyway. I used the blonde that I mixed for the head, and as I thought, it did look bad, the white blonde eyebrows. So I ended up mixing this cool light toned brown, because that's what most blonde people's eyebrows look like. You'll also notice she has freckles, because Max was a redhead, and I just left the freckles because I didn't know how to get rid of them, and they're not terrible. And you can see the clay isn't blended that well, but it's not crazy noticeable, so I'm fine with it. Next, I gave her these whitish, bluish, silvery eyes, because sometimes when she does spells in the show, Brendan will say that her eyes lit up with arcane magic, and I just wanted to represent that and give her a little extra something. This is the Nancy Wheeler body, and she had a gun with her originally that I just used an X-Acto knife to take off, and I had to be really careful because I didn't want to mess up her hand, and I wanted to give the gun to Riz, so everything had to stay intact. And then I used clay to just smooth over the hand to make it look like a fist. I give her a purple shirt, and I paint the coat a denim blue. I ended up having to go in later and use a different color of blue because this was just kind of too teal. Making denim colors is difficult. And then I paint the fur of the coat white, and then I give her little silvery buttons. And then I paint the pants a blackish gray color because the whole denim on denim, blue on blue thing just wasn't really the look to me. And then I give her a blue fist because Adaine has that spell that Ida gives her in the second season, and I don't remember what it's called, but that like punch spell that she has. And so I wanted to represent that since her hand was already in a fist. Also, the Nancy Wheeler Funko Pop wears gloves, and I had no way that I could think of to get rid of those gloves or paint over them or sand them down. So Adaine wears gloves. There's nothing that says Adaine can't wear gloves. And then I paint the shirt a lighter purple. Now all that's left is putting the head on the body. As you can see, the neck is a little bit too big to fit in here. That was a problem I had with a lot of the Funko Pops that I like mixed the heads and the bodies with. So I used my X-Acto knife to shave down the head. It was funny because the Max body fit perfectly fine in the Nancy head, but the Nancy body did not want to go into the Max head. It was also super convenient that the Nancy and Max Funko Pops, both from Stranger Things, were perfect for what I needed them on here if I switched the bodies. That was really convenient when buying Funko Pops. That I found two head and body combinations that went perfect together. And then I give her her stand and she's done. That was how I made this little gal. I love Adaine Abernant. If I was anyone in the group, I would probably be Adaine or Riz. I just don't have the, like, willpower of Riz. I'm pretty fucking lazy, and I feel like Adaine gets it. Like, Adaine is a good combination of Riz and the others. Like, she gets Riz, but she's also like, I can fuck off. I can fuck around. I'm good. And Riz has no chill. She's got more chill than the others. Anyway, until next time, this is Rosie and Adaine signing off.